Well, it's not good.
It's the damn form. You fill it all out like this and show it without any context, it looks...
It's bad. Schneider's gonna hate you over and over with this, no question.
When do we have to file it?
Friday.
The restaurant was doing well, okay? It was doing really well. We opened a second one, for Christ's sake. It was just a sale that...
I know. It's not your fault. You shouldn't have been...
Well, they ran it into the ground and left the goddamn country.
The bank went after you, I know. But you don't have to explain it to me. You have to explain it to everyone else.
God damn it.
All right. We need to deal with the facts. Financial disclosure looks bad, but we have to file it. People will see it, and Schneider will attack us over it, so we have to explain it. We have to control the message.
What if we went to the press first? Leaked it before we file it.
Oh, great. Get it in the damn paper.
Well, it's gonna be in the paper regardless. What I'm saying is what Molly just said. We control the story. We can leak it along with the story of how things got to the way they are now. Frame it sympathetically. You're the everyman.
Well, shouldn't he do it?
I should do it. If it comes from a family friend who vouches for you, it'll look less excusey, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. She's right.
All right. Fine.
Hey, you're going to be mayor? This is not going to be like your dad's campaign. We're not getting screwed by this. You are not her father.
Thanks for coming.
Of course. Is that the house you grew up in?
Yep. I think I want to take a look around for a little bit. I haven't been home in a while.
I am finding baby pictures of you for revenge. Oh, I meant to tell you, I ran into Gio.
Oh, she's still alive, is she?
Yeah. Still with Danny. He said he emailed you about a week ago and hadn't heard back. He also noticed you weren't friends on Facebook anymore and wanted to make sure he didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, sent me an email. Did he? I haven't spoken to him in a year, and he decides, I'm going to send my close friend an email. I mean, I guess in all this time he must have lost his phone. Oh, well, why aren't we friends anymore? He writes on a piece of parchment, ties to a pigeon, and then sends into the fucking night. Fuck all the way off.
It'll be fine. Everyone will be drinking, and it'll be all about Julie. No one is going
to... do not know this family. Seriously, though, thank you for coming. I know you had that trip planned with Kevin, so I'm sorry if I made you choose.
We broke up.
Will?
I don't want to talk about it. We can talk about it on the way home.
I'm sorry.
It's for the best.
I know how much you... Are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed that I don't get disappointed anymore.
Well, great.
Hi, son.
Hi, Dad. This is Will.
Thanks for coming, Will.
Happy to be here. Hey, Mac. Sorry I missed you at Penn State.
Yeah. I guess I was just too busy rotting away my depression.
Yeah, you were.
To be able to make sure I meet His Majesty.
I didn't mean to start anything.
Do I have time to see the house for a little bit?
People won't be coming for about an hour, so sure.
Where's Julie?
Julie's at the church. We're just on our way to meet her.
A church? She's not religious.
That's just what you do.
You weren't here, okay? We all had
Oh,
to...
yeah, that's right. That's right, because I'm the only Ford who has any sense of responsibility. I'm the only one that has their shit together.
This is your fault. This
Hey,
is your...
Mac! Enough. Not today.
Will, look, I like you a lot, but back the fuck off. You aren't family.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I can see you having Star Trek toys spread all over this house.
Upstairs was the Enterprise. Outside was an alien planet. And the house was interstellar space.
Makes sense.
She painted over it.
Over what?
This is where she keep her heights every year. Didn't paint it in 30 years.
Oh, wow.
What?
The shrine.
Oh, yeah.
This just says it all. I'm sorry.
Before him, that was my wall. Feel sorry for Julie.
Eek. Oh, shit. Is she still here?
I want to go upstairs alone, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
The family photo albums are in that trunk over there. Help yourself.
Anything good?
Will, I did tap jazz and ballet for 10 years.
Fuck yes.
Enjoy yourself. Is that you making all that noise? Hi, Mom.
If I Were a Reindeer by Jamie Ford. If I were a reindeer, I would be Prancer, and my best friend would be Vixen. So fucking gay. Oh my god. Oh, yes.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare ignore me. I'm not 16 anymore. I didn't deserve it then. I don't deserve it now.
You were looking at porn.
I was a closeted boy. Trying to figure out who I was. You made it all about you.
Is that what you came up here for? Fight about something that happened 20 years ago that you haven't mentioned since?
No, I did not. Hi, Mom.
Not talking to your own mother. Your own mother.
Pretty sure it's debatable who's not talking to who.
I was perfectly pleasant, and you got all nasty with me. If your father heard the way you were talking to me,
He would have to catch me first. Good luck with that.
Mac would never do anything like that.
Not now. He's a smart boy. He'll see you for what you are eventually. Don't delude yourself.
Oh, and what am I? Someone who literally gave up her entire life for her
Oh,
children.
yeah. And now would be a really good time to remind me how if you had to do it over again, we wouldn't.
It's a joke.
Well, it's not funny. It was never funny. It was always a kick in the chest. Do you really think someone as smart as Mac isn't going to wake up one day, probably down in his old room, realize he's 100 pounds overweight, and he's been trapped here for the sole purpose of keeping you company?
He likes living here. Talks about buying the house for himself.
With money from what job exactly?
When are you gonna realize that not everyone wants the things that you want? That it's not everyone's dream to get as far away from their family as possible? Do you remember what I said when I dropped you off at college?
Behave, I know you.
Yeah, I did say that. But I also said, as a mom, I'm obligated to love my children, but I don't have to like you. I like you. Do you remember that? I thought that might be the last thing I ever said to you. Because when you left here, I was deathly afraid that you'd disappear. You were dead set on getting out of this town from the second you were born. Can you really blame me for wanting one of my sons to stay?
At what cost? Poisoning his relationship with his other siblings? Infecting his mental illness with yours? Making him think you're so frail he couldn't possibly move away? Do you know who also does that? Nanny.
Oh, are you seriously comparing me to my mother-in-law?
Well, I mean, we all learn love from the way it's expressed from our parents, so saith my therapist. So, if I recall, Nanny is always putting on a show of frailness to keep Dad around. Fucking Meryl Streep, you used to call her. I mean, is it any wonder he'd find a wife with that manipulative power as well?
If you're gonna insult me, you may as well be useful. I don't want to wear these. Get me my mother's earrings from the hope chest.
Do you know why I don't come home anymore? Why I always bring you, Mac, and Julie up to see me? It's because of your sister.
And Jackie.
Do you remember what she was like with her kids? Constantly playing one against the other, feeding one with some gossip, then feeding the other with the other story, playing both sides of it. She got him to fight for her own enjoyment. We used to watch her do it at Christmas. You called it dinner theater.
She had issues.
Fuck yeah, she did. I used to enjoy watching them play out with you. And then, one Christmas, she stands up, out of nowhere, out of the blue, to no one in particular, and just says, "If anyone in this family is gay, I don't want to know about it." She looked at me. She snickered.
I wasn't there for that.
Well, it was also the time when she told me the reason I was picked on at school is because you and Dad didn't raise me to be a real man. I came home and told you about that, which is surely what she wanted. And you told me I didn't have to go over there anymore. Do you remember that?
Yes.
See, it's times like that I realized this whole fucking family's was all manipulation and meanness. I didn't want any part of that. But I had thought that our family unit was an exception.
She had a bad childhood. We both did. Our parents, our dad, he made her the way she is. I got away from the worst of it, but
You told me. If I ever turn out like that, if I ever become like her, I want you to shoot me.
Just get me my earrings, smartass.
You would never let us go in here.
It's not for you.
I used to play Captain Planet with this.
That's my senior class ring you were playing with.
How long have you had this?
God, at least 30 years?
I looked all over for her for years.
I was gonna buy you another one. But you got into Star Trek eventually, and so you lost interest.
This was my favorite.
Yeah. I thought about leaving it somewhere for you to find, but I'm sorry, hon. I really had to keep it.
You could have waited till I'd grown out of it.
No. No, I couldn't.
You lied to me. No, you absolutely lied to my fucking face. No, you lied to me. I mean, how could you do this to us? What were you even thinking? No, don't you dare. I will come right down there.
Oh, I remember that.
You do? I really hoped you were too young to remember that.
I'm sorry, Mommy. No. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, okay? It's Mommy's fault, okay? It's not your fault. I'm so sorry.
Mommy's daddy, he was not a nice man. And he had a lot of anger inside of him. And when I was bad, he would act the way that I just did. And sometimes Mommy has that anger inside of her too. But when I had you and Julie, I promised myself I wasn't going to be like him. And today I acted like him. And I'm sorry. It's never gonna happen again.
That was the only time. I never slip like that again. I made sure of it. I kept it as a reminder to not be my parents. But you can have it back. I obviously don't need it anymore.
Who were you on the phone with?
Oh, Natalie.
Natalie. It's down the street, Natalie. There were two kids?
Marlon and Missy.
Why were you fighting? I knew you had a falling out, but...
Natalie was my best friend. I met her in the hospital after you were born. She just had Marlon. At the time, your dad was running for mayor. Do you remember that? We used to cover you with campaign stickers and buttons and walk you around.
Jesus.
Oh, you crushed with the little old ladies. Anyway, Natalie volunteered to work on the campaign, and she basically became a campaign manager. And your dad had to reveal his finances. We knew it was going to be bad. We'd overextended our credit. We were behind on some. So the plan was Natalie was going to talk to the paper, try to explain the situation with a failed restaurant, and what happened.
Oh, I know that article.
What?
Yeah, everything's Googleable, Mom, these days. You can find anything.
Why were you looking?
Because I wanted to know why we were so fucking poor. I mean, I knew we had the restaurant, but... Oh, that article was...
Nasty. Source close to the Ford campaign. Thinks I'd confided in her. Calling your dad a failed businessman. Said we used to sell your Christmas presents and keep the money for ourselves.
Did you?
We returned a Power Wheel that you got, from Natalie, in fact, once. Because we needed the money for school clothes. Once. We had to. Lying bitch.
Whatever happened to them?
Oh, we iced them out. They lived down the block for years. Marlo would come up every now and again looking for you to play, but I taught you well. You were so cool. You could just ignore anyone in the room if we decided we didn't like them anymore. You were better at it than we were.
You're cutting me off, I get it. I mean, that's my MO too.
Did you defriend people on Facebook?
I don't talk to any of my exes, you know that. I've been with them for years. I cut off my entire friend circle when I needed a safety net.
And you don't talk to any of them anymore?
Let's just say they didn't have my best interests at heart, so I cut them out. When I'm done, I'm done. And I have trained myself very hard, if you tell him, how to walk away from people. Mom. From almost anyone.
Because we don't talk to liars.
My whole life. My whole life, I have tried not to become dad. To make sure I was the smartest person in the room, that I always had money, my whole life. And it turns out, I became you.
Sucks, doesn't it? We're destined to become one of our parents. They teach us everything we know. How could we not? But if you're like me, then you also have the power to stop it. I never hit my kids again after that. Never. I never parented like he did. And it was hard. It was work. My entire life it was work because at the core of my instincts was him. But I did it. I chose to be someone else. So you can too. Part of it was not talking to Aunt Jackie anymore. You're right. She was poison. For 5 years I didn't reach out to her. When she was in the hospital at the end, I went. And I told her that I loved her. I explained to her that she was bad for me, so I had to let her go.
Well, I'm really in the right mood, so excuse me. Mac, you cannot still be this upset. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't.
Are you fucking happy now? Are you happy she's dead? Guys, Jamie.
Are you okay?
What happened with Mom?
So if I was that person for you, I understand. I wasn't perfect, but I loved you very much.
I know. Jamie, we have to go.
my mother. Lullaby and good night with roses around you.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't want to talk about it.
She didn't.
A stroke? In the middle of the night. She said she was always waiting for the big one.
I know how this sounds, but I'm relieved at least.
Why did you and Kevin break up?
You.
Me?
What you said. About having the right reasons. He didn't. Well, at least not the right reasons for me. Sabotage. Are we drinking?
Not that one?
Oh, why are you saving it?
It's from Kevin. It was a condolence gift for breaking up with Mark.
That was nice of him. Hi.
Didn't even realize I did it. Apparently, when I am at rock bottom, I like to literally be on the floor.
Always happy to join you. Wherever.
You know, this is where you found me.
Tinder is where I found you.
No, the night you messaged me to hang out. This is where I was. When you saved me from myself.
We had pizza then, too.
Well, what's love for you?
Ugh, feelings.
I'm serious. I want you to think about it. Humor me. What is love for you?
Oh, easy. Pizza.
You're fat.
What's love for me?
Yeah, so apparently we all learn love from the way it's expressed by our parents. We were talking about it in therapy the other day, and we thought maybe Matthew experienced love as like caretaking, maybe a little codependency. For me, love is protection, loyalty. What's love for you?
Jamie.
I'm serious. I want to know. Think about it. What's love for you?
Companionship, I guess. Someone who wants me around, even for the mundane stuff. Well, especially for the mundane stuff, I guess. Someone who wants to spend all of their time with me, who doesn't care about the superficial stuff, but just wants me to be a part of their day because of who I am. Because he values what I have to say. Because he takes comfort in Don't use me because you're sad.
I'm not.
Jamie.
I couldn't. Not you. I love you, Will.
I love you too, but are you in love with me? Because that's different. Since when?
Probably since the day I met you. I only figured it out last week.
What's love for you?
'Cause I'm stupid. I was focused on us having the same problems I had with Jared. And I was thinking about the wrong problem.
Would we have problems?
No. Not big ones.
How do you know that?
Because when you boil it all down, you're my advocate. I'm your companion. I'm sorry I'm late. Am I too late? Oh, to be perfectly clear, you never have to live with me, and I don't want to meet your father.